Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm so excited. We are gonna have a Black Moms Chat. We needed this, we all need this, especially with what's going on right now. And yeah, I have these wonderful ladies. They're all bloggers as well, influencers as well. And let's introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Johnny Mae McDonald. I am a mom and wife and mother and lifestyle and faith blogger. I try to do it all, apparently. My handle is @trulysouthern_.
Hi, my name is Diva Jones and I run Lifestyle by Diva. And so sorry.
You're good.
What else do I need to say? Oh, and I'm based out of Louisiana.
Hi, I'm Brittany Bonifants. I run a blog called Ordinarily Extraordinary Mom. I live in New Orleans, Louisiana. I am a mom and a wife of 3 kids. That's not right. I am a mom of 3 kids and a wife.
And y'all know me. I'm gonna dive in on some questions that pertain to just being a mom and a Black mom at that. Questions that have just been in the air for a long time that honestly, I've been meaning to discuss this myself. Like, I want to talk about these topics with other people. So this is great that we're here to do this. What kind of stereotypes do you face as a Black mother and a wife?
I was thinking about this, that my hardest, or the thing that was the hardest for me was in the beginning, because my son, when I first had him, was white. Like white. Like, I looked like the nanny. And people would ask me, are you the nanny? Like, oh, this baby is so beautiful. Whose is it? I'm like, it's my baby. And so it was a lot. So it made it hard as a mom, not just because you're already dealing with all the emotions of pregnancy and this is your first baby and I'm trying to learn how to do all this stuff. But in general, because my kids mixed looking, I don't get a lot of stereotypes unless I don't wear my wedding ring. And when I don't wear my wedding ring, then it's like, there's children of these, she just went on to whatever, you know, like, so I am very, very careful to always have my wedding ring on.
I have my 4-year-old, and so I think out of the group, I'm the only single one. So I know for me, because I had my daughter out of wedlock, I purposefully try to break the stereotype, because I don't want it to be, oh, that's a single mom, another Black single mom with a kid. So when I speak with them, I articulate. When I'm out and about, I might dress differently, because I'm not gonna let that define me as if, oh, she's stuck or anything like that. So I'm quick to slide my credentials across the table so they know who they're dealing with. I think my biggest thing is I have focused on being a woman first before being a mother. And so I don't let it stop me or use it as an excuse or, oh, I don't have time to pursue my passion or to go back to school. So constantly, I don't feel it as much, because I hold myself to a different standard now. I don't want that label of angry Black single mom with a kid and with a baby daddy. You know, I'm not taking that label, and that's how I feel, and I'm just not taking it.
Do you feel you get the same respect as other young moms?
No. I think I said this before. Like, if I'm around here, like in the city, and I'm going to the store and I have my kids, I am going to be seen as a young single mom with kids. But if it is somebody who is not any shade of brown, then you are seen as, oh, your husband's at work. And I'm like, my husband is at work. But whether I had a husband or if he was at work or not, I'm still a human being that is taking my kids to the store.
I think for me, I think it's all mental. I feel people are assuming that I'm, you know, a single mother, but it's just when things go AWOL. Like, if my daughter's just throwing a tantrum in Chick-fil-A, she did that once, and I had someone help me put the kids in the car, and I was just like, it was just really overwhelming. And in my mind, that's what I'm thinking. They probably are not thinking that, but maybe I'm sure they probably are. But I think it's just all mental, because we deal with all these weird stereotypes, and we think that people are already assuming these things on us, you know?
We're like internalizing what we hear.
We could be internalizing, I think, from social media. in the world, we gain these insecurities and we can't get rid of them. You know, and so sometimes people may not, but we may never know. Because a lot, I think about maybe 80% aren't bold enough to say it, and then the other 20% we may experience throughout our lifetime. I think when people see us, but I think it's maybe more prevalent, but I also think that we put that on ourselves internally just because of either history, past experience, and the world.
So the next question is, how are you breaking generational curses and dismantling stereotypes?
As far as me, I went back and I decided to pursue my master's. So I graduated from LSU in 2013. I had my daughter in 2015. I went back to school 2018, and I'll be done by the end of this year with my master's. So I figured out what I actually want to do with the rest of my life. I went back to get it. I wanted to be able to stand on both feet. I recently came out of a serious relationship that was a little bit over 2 years. We both had kids. And so with that, we were thinking about buying a home together. So all of my eggs were in that basket, right? We talked about marriage and this and that, about to go look at different places, you know, just because we were outgrowing his space. And with me, I never want to be in a position, because I am a single mother, because my daughter depends on me, I want to show her that independence because this is my normal. You understand? And there's nothing wrong with anybody else's. It may be an issue, or not even an issue, but it may conflict with theirs. But for my normal, I want it to be able to say, all right, your mother, she did this on her own. She went back to school on her own. She got another job on her own. She bought a home on her own. She paid it off on her own. Of course, I'm not going to say that I can do what a man does in other areas, but I know I want that stability for me and her. I don't want it to ever be slipped up from under my feet and say, well, now you don't have a home anymore. Now, you know, we have to move and we have to get away from this stability that I've created for you. As far as breaking the generational curse, I want to show her that your mama did it. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing it and building with, you know, one another, because God says it's better to have two, but that's not my situation.
For me, I did not care that, oh, now this is your husband and now you've made it. Because my parents have been married for 36 years. So I saw that, but I also was like, there must be more to marriage than just staying married and loving each other. There must be some deeper level of connection that God is requiring of us for marriage. So my husband and I, we are very intentional about the way we talk to our kids. We are very intentional about the way we discipline our kids. We're not just gonna give you a spanking because you didn't listen to us. We're very intentional about being healthier than we saw. We're more intentional about the way we interact with each other.
So both my parents are married, both his parents are married. My grandmother has a master's degree, which is like unheard of in her time. So like, it's like, oh, y'all already did everything by the time it gets to that. What has happened, and it goes back to like how intentional that God is that I'm gonna try to say this without crying. My cousin was not living the right life, okay? So I know the Cosby Show is like Bill Cosby. Got it, bad guy, got it. But Cosby Show is, everybody said that you can't have there's no way a doctor was married to a lawyer and you're like, oh, well, my mom's a nurse and my dad's an engineer, so yeah, it is absolutely possible. So the Cosby Show was like, this is my life. And so it was, we had this cousin that was getting in trouble. What do? Send them over to us. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I had this cousin that came to live with us for a little while. And he had kid. Was getting in trouble went back home, was getting in trouble, all this other kind of stuff. And he had this kid and he's like, I'm not taking care of her, I'm running the streets. The mom is strung out on drugs. Mm-hmm. Can we bring the kid to live with you? Y'all took care of me. Mm-hmm. And my parents were like, sure, absolutely. So he brings the kids up, he brings my sister. Within 2 weeks of him bringing my sister, he was shot and killed, okay? So my sister's living with us. So this is before he turned 25 years old, right before he turned 25 years old. So my sister, she's almost 2 at that time, grows up with us, Again, it goes back to generational curses. Like, you're just like, how can you be just like him and you were never even really around him, is what you think, okay? So my sister, some of the same stuff, and you're like, what is happening? So as she gets older, drops out of high school, living the crazy life. I won't get into all of the details of her life that she is not living. You're trying to shake her like, this is the life your dad was living. This is why you're living with us. She has a kid. She has 3 kids actually. So she has 3 kids, and enough for us to raise them together, but I'm not stable enough to raise these kids by myself. So we go and get the kids, where I'm like, I can't handle 3 extra kids. So one kid's living with the dad. When they broke up, dad was like, I'm taking my child with me, has the dad. So there's these 2 other children. I can't take on 2, like, are you taking on 2 extra children? Like, oh, I'm sorry. 2 extra children tomorrow, right? So my sister takes 1 child and I take the other child. So he's been living with me, and we're trying to teach him differently. You see what I'm saying? And so we're really, and it really is a generational thing.
Trying to learn and act out being a modern submissive wife.
Sometimes people don't read the darn passage. It says, women, it says, wives, be submissive to your own husband. Not women in society, we are submissive to men. We are not a sub, genre, like, oh, it's men, then it's women. No, it just said in a relationship, women, be submissive to your husband. Submissive meant, in the original Greek, it meant make way for. It meant like, let him lead, like, you don't have to pick up all those bags because this is his job. But if you read on, it says, and husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church, even giving your life for it. And I'm sorry, it's just hard to be submissive to a man that ain't ready to give his life for you. Not only like, of course, like physically, like he's gonna protect you, but also our pastor said, he said, husbands, you are a servant. Your wife is not the only server in the house. You are a servant. So you protect. You make sure the house is safe. You make sure you are financially stable. Don't stress your wife out with the budget. Like, make sure, yes, when you get home, you don't just kick your shoes off and you're done. You play with those kids. If he is willing to lay down his life, then you are willing to support him and make room for him to lead and grow and change, and you're respecting each other.
I feel like I have a different perspective. Going back to the comments that I get on the channel, a lot of Ethiopians would say, oh, I like her, she's not as aggressive as, other black women and stuff. And so when I heard this question, it had
aggressive.
Your face.
Right. And it's
like, there's that box. There's that box.
Wow.
All the time. And say, oh, black women are just really aggressive, but I like her, she's different. And it's like, what exactly does that mean? Like,
they meant what they said.
Right. Well, that
They
it's
said
like,
it
I feel like,
exactly as they
right,
intended.
and I think they're just kind of viewing things based on what they see in the media, and it's like, when it comes to being submissive, like you said, there's different aspects where we can take on those roles, and then they can be submissive as well. Like, it's not something where it's just based on one gender. And on top of that, it's like, that aggressive and submissive idea, it's really kind of tagged on us as black women. It's like, oh my god, this woman's aggressive, I can't deal with this, I don't know if I can date this type of woman, she's too much. And it's like you said, I'm not going to be willing to be submissive to you right now in a dating stage, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you can actually, commit to your role for me to be submissive right now, you know what I mean? And as women, it's like, I think any type of woman, we have our guard up. So this whole idea of being aggressive, it's like, I'm not going to be open up to a man right off the bat. It just blows my mind.
That is a good point. Like, in dating,
sense of entitlement.
Right.
They want everything to come easy, and they work so hard, and they don't want to keep it up. So we're like, wait, who did we get with? Like, what's going on? No, so I get it. And as far as aggressive, man, it's gonna be hard to like turn that off, because I'll be aggressive with like work, right? But at the same time, I think a lot of us have to be professional aggressive when we're outside of the world. So I think for me, when that time comes, I know that'll be a problem to leave everything else, those leadership roles, be aggressive in that, and try to take your cape off when you get home and do it. Well, you kind of have, well, it's, it's
maybe it's the right person.
Also, like to self-observe and say, maybe it's just me because I'm so used to doing things on my own. I'm so used to no, I got it. Like, I don't, and then when you depend on people and they let you down, whether it be friends, family, relationships, it's like I don't have time for that. So it's like, let me plan for me to do everything, stress myself out, you know, have an early death, just like, you know, but it's because I feel like we try to do it all. Yeah, have an early, we try to do it all and we stress ourselves out.
Yeah.
And we don't take care of, you know, ourselves, the self-care, and we're gone. And that's why, you know, women, especially Black women, are dying.
I absolutely love everyone's comments, and this discussion has been amazing, honestly. And it's great to see you guys in person, like literally.
Yes.
But we are going to cut this part short. We're going to get into part 2, so stay tuned for Black Moms Chat part 2. It's coming up soon. It's going to get real deep, like real.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys. Bye.